Relationships. They're the single most important aspect of our lives. They're also the most challenging, complicated, and frankly messy, particularly when it comes to that one other, to your significant other. And that's when I turn to the Enneagram. I've been guiding thousands of people for many years in relationships, and I've turned to the Enneagram because it is an operating manual for not how just simply I navigate life, but more importantly, how my partner navigates life. And when I know how they operate, I can stop reacting. I can stop triggering reaction from them. I can stop walking through the minefield and exploding everything around me because I have a roadmap. That's what the Enneagram is. If you want to learn more about how to navigate your life and your relationships using the Enneagram, hit subscribe. And if you want to learn the 9 basic landmines, triggers that cause us or our partner to react, let's dive into it. And we're going to walk through right now the 9 triggers that set your partner off so that you don't have to live in reaction. As my teacher and mentor, Viktor Frankl, says, you can take back your power to choose your response. And it makes for a much more enjoyable, fun ride, especially when it comes to relationships. Enneagram 1, the reformer, the perfectionist. Now they are the good boy, the good girl of the Enneagram system. They come from such a good place. With that, however, comes the inner critic like no other type. They constantly tell themselves that they could be better, they should be better, that they're bad, and they aren't. But that's the inner critic. Now, if your partner is a 1, the last thing you want to do is to add the criticism. They don't need you to do that. They've got that covered. Our job with the Enneagram types is to make them better, but with our partner, the 1, it's to help them become worse. It's to remind them that perfection is the enemy of the good. Perfection isn't possible, certainly not when it comes to the messiness of relationships, that they're perfectly imperfect, and that's just perfect with you. Enneagram 2, they are the helper, the nurturer, the giver, the lover. They are all about relationship. When my partner is a 2, I know that he or she is going to be coming from a place of deep and genuine desire to connect. Now, they can overgive, they can overdo it, and sometimes they get into a tit for tat, a give to get, and they don't realize they're doing it. They can become seductive or manipulative or even coercive, and it comes from a good place. We need to get back to a place of reminding them that we're committed in this relationship, that we appreciate where it's coming from, but sometimes less is more, and also reminding them that they have needs, and it's okay, it's imperative that they get in touch with those needs, that they give for the right reasons, and that they ask for what they need. It is not better to give than to receive. Not for a 2. We have to help them learn how to receive, and there'll be a lot less reaction. Trust me on that. Enneagram 3, the achiever, the performer. This is the purpose-driven type. This type wants to ascend the mountain. They want victory. They want to not only get to the top themselves, but they take everybody with them. It comes from a beautiful place. Now, the Enneagram 3s can get tripped up when they forget the means doesn't justify the end, when they forget that the destination isn't more important than the journey. We have to help them slow down, smell the roses, enjoy the process, and remind them that we don't love them. We're not with them because of what they produce or how successful they might be. We're with them because of who they are. They're not human doings, they're human beings. And reminding them that their failures don't make them a failure, that you're with them through thick and through thin, and that will bring down the reaction and make it a more enjoyable ride. Enneagram 4, the individualist, the romantic, these are the poets, the artists, the deepest emotional types of the Enneagram. They want to express themselves. They want to share with you the word they might use, ineffable, the place that nobody else can touch, not even you. They will get frustrated with you for that. They'll want you to see them in a way like no other person can do it, and you can't do it because we can only ever truly see ourselves. They'll get frustrated, and we have to remind them that they are enough, that they're special enough, that they are original enough. Don't ever tell a 4 that he or she is too much. They've been told that their whole lives. They don't need to hear it from you, from me, from anybody, especially if you're their partner. See them and be with them and appreciate their authenticity and tell them they are enough. Enneagram 5 is the individualist. It's the investigator. It's the thinker. These are the head types. They have a beautiful mind. Great movie. Great reminder that some of us out there, if your partner is a 5, just think at a higher level. Now, they need to be reminded that life is to be lived not just in the head, but in the heart. And if we push them too hard in the heart, they don't go to emotions naturally. So we have to bring them into their hearts slowly, but we do have to remind them that life is to be lived in all aspects, hand, or action and heart and head, and so we have to support them in that journey. We can't overwhelm them with too much emotion, and we certainly shouldn't surprise them. They're more conservative by nature. They need a little more lead time. They need a little longer runway. Give them time, give them space, help them get into the heart, and you will be with an amazing person, and not cause them to react and not react to them with the Enneagram 5. Enneagram 6 is the loyalist. It's the person who just wants to be in relationship, who wants to feel safe. Now, they can be triggered around doubt and skepticism. If you betray a 6, that you will have a hard time getting them back. They will give you the best of what they have to offer. However, you must treat that delicately. You must make room for their doubts and their skepticism. They'll project that upon you. It doesn't mean you have to take it in. It just means you have to make allowance for their doubting, and know that that is really something that they need to feel secure in, and then know that you have their back. Enneagram 7 is the enthusiast. It's the optimist. These are the fun-loving types. They do not, however, want to feel limited or controlled. 7 and 8s do not want to be controlled. 7s need to know that, you're not going to shackle them. It doesn't mean you have to let them run rampant and go out into the world. It just means you have to give them a wide berth. You have to give them space. They'll have a harder time with the darker stuff of the relationship, with suffering. So we have to sort of bring them into the darker, more difficult aspects of the relationship slowly. And if you do that, give them time and space, hold them accountable, make them deal with the hard stuff, they'll be able to deal with it, but on their time frame, and they won't feel controlled. Enneagram 8, the challenger. I'm a challenger. This is the most difficult type. My wife has put up with me for 25 years. We cannot feel like we are being controlled like the 7s, but even more so. We need to feel like we are in the driver's seat, can't be told what to do. It doesn't mean we shouldn't be challenged. We respect a good challenge, but it can't be manipulative, and it can't be deceitful or with half-truths. Be honest with your 8. Speak directly to your 8. Yes, hold them accountable to open up, to soften, to bring down the intensity, because they can be a little much. And once you do that, they will soften and they will give you the best of their heart, the best of what they have to offer. Last but not least, Enneagram 9, the Peacemaker. They are truly gentle spirits among us. However, they can be triggered around conflict. If you go at them aggressively, they're like a turtle. They'll, hide within their shell. Don't push them. They're the most stubborn of all Enneagram types. Bring them in slowly, bring them in gently. They need to learn how to deal with conflict, but it can't be head on. You can't yell at them. You can't be aggressive with them. You got to allow them to find their way to the tougher stuff on their time frame. Don't let them avoid it. Don't let them off the hook. And when they dig in and they're ready, they can do the hard work of relationships, but they are just the sweetest human beings on earth. So those are the 9 basic triggers. There are so many more opportunities to navigate your relationships using the roadmap of the Enneagram, but I hope these at least 9 minds in the minefield will help you navigate using this roadmap more clearly. Jump over to the website, defiantspirit.org. Hit below to subscribe to learn more about relationships and how to navigate them as you stop reacting and you choose your response using the Enneagram.